Captain's Log Crisis Detected is on Kickstarter now, and today we'd like to welcome CJ Jeremiason, one of the creators of Captain's Log. CJ, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So tell us all about Captain's Log Crisis Detected. What is your game? Give us the lowdown of how this game plays out and what it is.
Yeah, so Captain's Log is a 3 to 5 player game, ages 8 and up, family friendly, but it's all about sabotage, table talk, interaction. But it's super easy to learn, easy to play. You are a fleet of ships, you're managing a fleet of ships, and basically you're trying to attack and destroy other people's ships.
That's awesome. What was the origin story behind this? How did this game come to be? What gave you the idea to create this game?
So overall, Talonmark Entertainment, the company that we have this game under, was made by 5 friends. We started playing games every Thursday night, board game night. And as we were going through and playing a game, we started talking about things that we like and dislike about different games. And my husband actually came up with the idea of this game. And we started going through and play testing with paper cards.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very into space, so that became the space theme of the
Of
game
course.
as we were going through. We were talking about should it be a naval ship, should it be a spaceship, going through the different themes, and that's kind of how it originated. And now it's got really cute art, and we're pretty happy with where it ended.
Well, give us a bit of I guess, a brief overview of how the game plays through.
Yeah, so overall, you start out with your 5 ships. You then place cargo underneath each ship at a different value. So your ships are carrying cargo back to Earth.
Okay.
And in the wide open space, you're not alone. There are other people out there hauling their cargo as well. And there's different crises that arise throughout being in space. So there could be an injury, mutiny on your ships, engine overloads, a variety of different crises that other people can then play on your ship
Okay.
to potentially destroy it. So on
Well,
your
that's not
turn,
very nice.
right. So on your turn, you have crew members that can help solve problems. You've got your captains, your engineers, recruits, security, and medics.
Okay.
So they can go through and help solve the problems, and you can place them on your ships to help save things, preemptively put them on to kind of block somebody from putting a crisis on your ship, or put them on after to solve the problems.
Okay.
But beyond just the crisis and the crew cards, we then have command cards, and these are kind of the wild, unique special items where it may give you the opportunity to play a rapid fire and play 2 crisis cards
Oh.
on your turn, or 3 crisis cards, depending on what your hand is, versus just the one. Or it could be where you're untethering somebody else's crew member from their ship and having them float off into space. So quite a different variety of card play and interaction that you get with the table. So not only is it just playing cards, but you can also trade. And
Okay.
these trades happen in secret. So you don't necessarily have to give your card to the person that is looking for it. So an example would be a person has a navigation issue on their ship, and they need a captain to solve this problem. And so they don't have a captain in their hand. They need to trade with somebody else, but a captain is very highly sought after card.
Okay.
Okay.
And so you can kind of negotiate, well, I'll trade you the captain that I have if you play your crisis card on this person and give me another crew member of a specific type. And then you may or may not give them your captain.
Oh no.
So you can go back on it.
Sabotage. Like, you still have to give them a
Yep.
card.
You still have to give them a card, but it's you trade face down, so you never really know what you're getting.
Oh
So
no.
you could potentially, trade with somebody and you get exactly what you want, but pretend like they didn't give you so
Mhm.
nobody else will trade with them in the future too.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
To
If you
mess
choose
with
not
people.
to take it, and then
Sounds like something
you,
Tika would do.
Yeah, I like these mechanics. I'm a fan of this.
yeah, our group is too. We really like to table talk and negotiate, and then kind of blame people for not getting the card that
Yeah,
they said, and say, "Oh no, I drew it after my turn."
of course. Of course.
I may have used that line before.
Yep.
So, are we going to see any homages to any of our favorite space-based TV show or movies or anything like that in your game?
Please tell
So
me there's a transporter malfunction crisis.
there's no transporter malfunctions,
Ah,
but that's only because you can't transport your people already to different ships. Once you place them on a ship, they can't move. So it's
Okay.
already a malfunction. But if you look at quite a few of our any of our content, there are little hints here and there.
okay.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want any copyright infringement laws or anything to come out. But if you look at it a little bit, you're like,
Yeah.
that
That
is one
might
of
be
the,
something I recognize.
Right.
yep,
Right.
that's something I know.
What are some of your favorite cards in the game?
Um, I would say my favorite card is probably the rapid fire.
Yeah. That
Um,
sounds awesome.
I'm typically the person that ends up being the innocent one until somebody attacks me, and then I go all out.
Oh
So,
no. Revenge.
yeah, so I like to do a lot of revenge. So I'm like, here, we'll give you one, and since you said something or laughed that I got attacked, you can have a crisis too.
What are some of the strategies you would recommend people deploy or employ when they get your game?
Some of it varies between your play style. We've got one person who very much kind of hides in the weeds and pretends that they're super nice. They accept every trade, and then when it comes down to it, she attacks you all out in the end. So that is definitely a strategy. Somebody else will use the does anybody have a engineer card? I need an engineer. And somebody's like, well, I will trade it for you for this. And they're like, no, I don't really want to trade that. So we also have in the command cards a swap where it's a force trade.
Oh,
So
Oh.
you basically sneak out, know who has what, and do your
and
force trade that way.
and then you just steal it. Oh,
Yes,
Oh my
and you
gosh.
steal it. And with the swap, you actually get to see their entire hand.
And
So
then
there's
take whatever
some,
you want.
and take whatever you want and give them one of your cards back.
Wow.
So it
oh.
so it adds some additional table talk because now you saw somebody's entire hand. So you can say they had the recruit that you needed the entire time and they just chose not to trade with
This
you.
is so bad. Okay, this is a game that's definitely going to make enemies.
Yes, yes, it definitely does. And I would say that's one of the really nice things too about this being such a large 3 to 5 player game is that if somebody is being over the top aggressive, you've got everybody that attacks them and brings them back down to the level
Yeah.
with
Wow.
everybody else. There's a lot of really easy game balancing that happens as players negotiate who's getting attacked with what and who's saving whose ship.
Yeah. Wow.
How hard was it for you to get that balance just right to make sure that you had, 5 people that were sort of all able to, come together and play without, one person sort of really going over the top too much?
It really comes down to kind of the group. Overall, we changed out the card numbers to make sure that nobody can really die straight out on their first turn on the first round.
Okay.
But what we've experienced too, if somebody really gave that last final blow, most likely the rest of the table is going to attack them all out too, and brings it back to that even field. So our game is really as fun as the group you're playing with.
Do you have any really fun stories or any tables that got flipped, in a super aggressive mode as you guys were playtesting this?
No tables got flipped during the game, but as we were filming our practice stuff, we did a shot of a table flip. So after the game, we did the table flip, but none during. There's been a couple times where there were 3 of us playing this game, and one of our team members actually thought she was going to win. And instead of me attacking the other person, I went back after her to do this final swap, and ended up kind of making her a little bit more upset. But in the end, she still pulled it through and got the win.
Oh, wow.
So it becomes more of in the end, the luck of the draw for getting the right cards and trying to negotiate the right way. One of the other command cards is a deflect card. And so this is what really brought the game to the final piece. Is the deflect is you place a crisis card on somebody's ship, they can in turn deflect it and choose the new target.
Oh, wow.
And
that's
so
fun.
In the end, when everybody's down to one ship, that card could come back to you and be placed on your ship because you could be the only open ship.
Oh, wow.
So you could shoot yourself.
So you could end up shooting yourself, and that's what happened. So I'm playing the card because she deflected a swap. I'm like, she can't have another deflect now. We used it up. No, she had a second one and then put the card on to me, and I couldn't solve it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, for those special cards, are they limited? Like, there's less of those special cards than other cards, or like, what's the rarest card in the deck?
So, Captain is the rarest card. There's 3 captains.
Okay.
The command cards, there's 5 of each of the 4. So there's 20 command cards. And then overall, the crisis cards kind of change out between the different ones based off of the difficulty. So there's a higher amount of mutiny that can be solved by a captain, a security, or 2 recruits, versus a off course, which is just a captain can only solve that.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the future hold for Captain's Log? Do you have ideas for adding to it once Kickstarter is done, or what are your future plans at Tallymark?
So our future plans are focused on getting out some additional new games. We've got a couple in the hopper after this Kickstarter campaign finishes out. For Captain's Log specifically, we've got a couple areas that we want to try out and test different events that we could possibly add, or new different crew members. So we're trying to tweak and figure out what the right ratios would be for these cards that don't extend the game to hours versus the 15, 20 minutes additional might be nice.
Okay.
So we're still in the testing phase of all of these different editions for this game specifically, but we've got a couple additional ones that I think are going to come down the road pretty quickly after this campaign.
That's awesome. That's great.
That's great. Mm-hmm. So post Kickstarter, so once you guys are funded and somebody stumbles across this video a little later on, where are they going to be able to pick this game up? Is it Kickstarter only? Are you guys going to be in retail?
We're looking at retail. It all kind of depends on how well our Kickstarter campaign goes. Overall, we will have it available online for sure.
Okay.
On our website, or possibly our manufacturer's website, depending on kind of the level of the Kickstarter campaign.
Right. So the campaign is going on right now, and how long is it on till?
It ends November 19th.
November
So
19th, so it's still a ways away. So there's lots of time for everybody to get in there and back Captain's Log. Obviously, if you're a Star Trek, Star Wars, any kind of space-themed show fan like I am, you definitely want this game in your collection. Good luck on the rest of the campaign, CJ, and thank you so much for joining us today.
yeah, thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for watching. We hope that you back the game and subscribe down below.